Hello guys and welcome to Monday Division RRF1 round 14 for the French Grand Prix, and the weather does not look very nice. I want to say that now. So it's going to be a very interesting race to start off with. We've got someone joining us on comms that we don't usually hear of, unless he's on a podium, as he has been in the past couple of weeks. Mr. Dark Lord.
Good evening. Absolute pleasure. I'm sort of looking at this grid now, and it looks like it's going to be quite an exciting race. And I'm always usually trying to slide into these races on the Mondays and stuff, so it'll be interesting to watch it from this side for once.
You can't predict it with this grid. It's stupid.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the grid order
bacon
now.
Soda, spread, Massey, plum.
Yeah, I think the interesting ones to really watch here straight away for me is whether Grez is up to his usual and he can get into his pace. Sometimes it doesn't quite work out for him, but same could be said for spread. Plum normally ends up falling to the back of the grid somewhere and then coming straight back up. So if he can keep a clean race, it'd be interesting to see what sort of pace he's got. There's a couple of names on here I don't really race with too often. You have to give me more of an insight here out to the rest of the drivers there.
I mean, someone that might surprise you as he can do is Icebreaker, Mr. Massey's teammate. Massey obviously always top four, at least top five.
Yeah, Massey's there too. I can't really overlook him. He is one of the OGs of speed, I like to think. Been racing for a hell of a long time.
He's a veteran in sim racing, isn't he?
Definitely. He doesn't like all of us guys jumping on and giving him annoyance, but he is certainly one of the OGs.
In chat, who made this lobby, they need sacking right now. I mean, I think the weather was set to dynamic, but
the weather would have always been dynamic. I mean, I
did check over it, and it was right, and I trust Mr. Goomba, so enjoy the full wet qualifying.
There's something that I don't always enjoy with F1 lobbies. Like in some ACC and iRacing, if you're in a league, they might actually tell you what the weather is before, what it's forecasted to be. So it might be even half and half. It's not like they'll be just wet, dry. But obviously F1 is completely random, which can kind of make a race you're looking forward to a little bit annoying. I think you could say the same,
weather,
right?
Yeah, definitely. If you could trust the weather systems in
there's also that. I mean, it almost seems completely random when you add the glitches in. I haven't actually seen any for a while now, but it doesn't always stay to forecast. So.
Oh, and Massey, turn one. He does invalidate. Oh, he's really struggling. There's an Alpha Romeo of Ewan, no dystopian behind. It's invalidating a moment, but he's going to cross the line to start one. I think it might be the Ferrari, actually.
Yeah, I'm just having a look who's sort of gone out. And it looks like everybody's been really sensible as well. Sometimes you get it when you will see a few people on intermediates just trying to push their luck, and the track looks way too wet for that. So I don't believe it's even in between. It's got to be full wet. I'm kind of, I say worried. Oh, dystopian around there. He's spun where I would spin. Oh, got that Ferrari there.
I think it's a lot harder to track when there's 19 drivers and all of them are out. Well, about half the grid's out at the moment. Leon invalidates.
Oh, we have Plum's retired. Gone. What's happened there?
He's starting from the back.
I mean, I was kind of fingers crossed just to see what his outright pace would be without having to come through traffic, because I think there's two different kinds of racing sometimes. I think some people that are fast can't come through traffic. Some people can come through traffic, but they can't beat two cars right ahead that have got out in front. As soon as they sort of lose that DRS and that toe, they're kind of stuck in third, fourth. I mean, I hazard to say it. I don't want to be too mean because he's my teammate, but I find Spread gets in that position. He can come through the pack, get up to third, second, and then unfortunately that first place drifts away. Yeah.
One thing you can say about Spread, very consistent. Like, it's stupid how consistent he is. He rarely puts a foot wrong.
I mean, I don't want to admit
sometimes
it, but he is very consistent. I mean, I always want to annoy him and tell him shit, but the truth is he is pretty consistent. I think one of the first things he ever said to me was just focus on finishing the race. And you know, people have accidents around you, you know, even faster people, and it can just be like real life in a weird way. Sort of look at the grid orders that come through quali to finish the race and the orders they're in F1. See some people right at the bottom of the grid getting their way up just by default. RRF1 Greza going for Inters maybe. I mean, it's showing me this on the. He's still in the pits. I don't know if maybe he's stuck them on and it's just showing me that he has in the pits, but could see someone hitting the road with the Inters.
I've just noticed something that I may have forgotten about, but it's up to the driver to remember. Leon has a race ban.
Oh, well.
So I'm talking to the other admins what the best
yeah,
thing to do
Leon
is
is
if he
going
quits.
19.
If he quits, I don't know if there's an AI on track for.
I believe that there will be. I think the only way that he amicably do this is somehow communicate to Leon that he is to retire in the pits on the first lap of the race. I mean, we could all agree that would be the race ban served.
Whale, get out, mate! Don't pop into my stream like that. Talking about Potter. I'm only joking. I'm glad he's gone. Leon goes P4.
Yep, Potter is gone. As a fellow Southern Chelsea fan, I can definitely feel your pain. That might give you a few less viewers now, though.
Screw it. Bear with me. Who are you on board with? So I'll let you comment.
I'm actually currently sitting in the pits, but I'll tell you what, I'll request one. Let me just get round, see who's doing what.
Matt jumps up to P2 there.
Yeah, he doesn't look like he's on an outlet. Where's Davis? Is he on an outlet or is he on a lap? He's not flat out, so he could be. It's hard to tell sometimes in the wet. People are being cautious, or he doesn't quite look like his usual flat out self there. Get on board with him. Yeah, he's certainly not on a lap.
I think with this one you got to load your car up with fuel, and round and round.
Yeah.
Is that the best option to do, or it all depends on the weather?
I'd say, yeah, definitely in Q1. Like you're not seeing that sort of optimal lap degradation like you would on the softs, or even the mediums in some case. You know, when you take the mediums in the second stint of a race, you feel like you're on rocket fuel for like two laps. And the thing is the wets kind of warm up, and then that's it. They kind of stay at that grip until they're actually worn out. So I feel like you can go for like 3-4 laps, and really you're not losing too much, you know.
No.
Yeah, I think we're on here with Davis. He's about to go for a lap. Get around that last corner now. He's bucked up
sticking
straight
with those inters. He's not come out yet. Davis.
Yeah, Davis is up the straight. He's on a lap. I'm just going to sit on him and watch his lap now, because Davis's pace interests me. It's almost a tough one. There's another racer, Atkins, as well, and he's racing as well. And yeah, I don't know. Some tracks we all bunch up together. Sometimes Davis is well ahead of us. Yeah, pace is so variable on different tracks. I can say the same for myself. Some drivers just kill it at all tracks, but yeah, we definitely have our favourites. It's nice and steady through there, and he's onto the straight. He's just gently hit that corner. I don't know if he's wanting a bit more there, but it is wet.
I was talking to him before this and jump on board a Red Bull. So Atkins goes a 10th quicker. Scott goes P8 above his teammate.
Oh wow, taking that corner nice there. Look at that. That's brilliant. I think he's going to take the outside a bit. He hesitated. I think he lined up wrong there. He knew he was going to invalidate and put that line, so he had to make that adjustment, but it was still a quality part of the lap. interesting to see where he goes. The wet does change up the paces as well. 7 minutes to done, we've got about 7 people there that haven't even set a lap yet.
They may be waiting for the track to improve. It does look like the rain's got lighter, but
no, I even think when it keeps raining, I think when it keeps raining, a dry line somehow appears and put more laps into it.
I thought Davis was going to lose it there.
Is that baking soda gone? See, he's just going to get powered down now. He just wants to get across that line and just bank in whatever time he can get.
I think Bacon Soda did say he's also starting from the back, so we're going to have a little bit of a Plum and
Davis
Bacon Soda tussle at the back.
46.88. I had a feeling that was a good lap. He took the curves really well. I think he probably could have improved in the first sector a bit more. First sector.
I don't think anyone was expecting this weather, to be honest.
I mean, it is common to rain in France.
Is it? I don't know.
Yeah, only across the channel from us. I think I've seen many a rainy day in Calais. That's for sure. And heading up towards Amsterdam. Oh, there's an invalidation of a day. So I don't think he was going to lap there, though. Go around and quickly.
Can Atkins improve here? He's going to come across the line. He does, 1.7 seconds.
I think he probably wanted to get into the 47s there. I'm going to just put it out there. I think you're going to get, if it stays wet all the way through, I reckon 47.5, 47, 3 or 4 will be safe for Q2 and Q1, I think. It'd be interesting to see if loads of people start chucking in 46s then. That'll be interesting on its own.
I think missed the time from Master Spread there, 46.5, puts himself PT.
Yeah, that's nice. It's nice to see these only 3 tenths ahead of Davis. That means Davis sit right there behind him. If he can replicate that in Q2 and Q3, I mean, get behind spreads straight out of the gates, and then all he has to do is sit there, and you're getting 3 tenths and plus a lap. It's interesting to see how different people take these corners at France. It's interesting how you're not the fastest way isn't just a certain way. There are a few ways in which people can get a good time through some of these corners.
I think sector 1 for some curves, you can literally pretty much ride the whole curve if you've got a decent setup.
Yeah,
maybe not in this weather, but
I think those curves are either you do really great or you invalidate. I think that's the moral of the story with those kinds of curves. You really want to take the mix, but you really don't want to waste having to go around again. Same in Canada, really. Corner into Wall of Champions, like how much do you cut?
It's a tough one to pick here. Ewan currently, I know he's reserving for the first time. I think this is first time racing in this league. Currently on pole by not much, to be fair, 300, something like that.
I think Gumba is about to set a lap. I mean, he's just going round. I think he's on his out lap now, and he's about to go on a lap. He looks like he's invalidated. Yeah. I mean, Gumba's got a tough gig here. I mean, Gumba is consistent also on his day, and he defends really well, but getting ahead of some of these people is going to be tough.
Yeah, I've got to give it to him.
He is a great defender.
This Monday, he's stupidly hard to get past.
Yeah.
But with the likes of some of these guys in this division, Gumba sticks out, turns up every week. You know, doesn't bother not racing because
the truth is
exactly.
Yeah. And you get ahead of that, and that's where I'm at here with. You have so many different styles when it actually gets to racing. I think time trial is quali in a weird way. You know, you can really pace a good lapping in quali. I mean, I've seen people that can really, really go in quali, and they just cannot replicate that to race pace. Once the fuel's in the car, once they've got other cars around them, they can't keep that same, that line for the whole race. So at the end of the day, they have to then really race people, and that's when some people come unstuck. And I'd say Gumba's probably just a better racer. He's the sort of person that will stop you from being able to sneak on the inside or the outside for maybe 5 laps. So you become impatient and probably make a mistake yourself, which is great racing in itself.
And if you do get past him, you don't get past him quickly.
No, and I also don't think I think some drivers you know that they'll fight back quite hard, and I think that sometimes Kumba knows when the battle's full, it's full. Have it like he'll lose time himself. It's a bit like me. If I have a faster driver behind me, sometimes yielding is actually going to allow you to finish the race quicker, and that is the aim of the game.
Shame you don't do that when I'm behind you.
It's because we're not allowed to let change people fast.
Oh, is that right? Okay. And we are going to have an AI on track.
I believe we are, yeah.
I have asked him to retire in each session next.
It's a right tough gig. You're going to stay all the way to the race just to quit. I mean,
it is.
Yeah. I mean, if you've got a race ban, you got on a race ban. I mean, you don't just get a race ban for just, I don't know.
But I mean,
I can't
if
really
he was to read the race report, even in Duma, if he was to read the race report, he would have known you've got one. Then
yeah.
He wouldn't have had to.
No, totally. Like, I'm not. As I'm saying, if you get in a race ban for something, I mean, yeah, you must have done something quite bad or accumulated a lot of penalty points.
It was exactly the accumulation
of penalty points. Yeah.
Hey, Greza.
Well, I think he probably heard me giving him a little bit of jip and maybe he wanted to turn out a real good time. I know Spread will be sitting there calling them a few names, but I mean, if being taken off the front row would piss Spread off, in qualifying, and we're probably going to see an exciting Q2 and Q3 now.
We are.
I feel like this is going to heat up. I feel like that just us comparing them will put them against each other in their own little minds. Bless them.
Get in their heads.
Get in their heads. Give us a good race. Crash into each other. Spin each other out and give the admin a real hard time in clip chat tonight. That's what we love from Monday.
me and Lee always have a tough week. I'm joking, not all the time. So as it stands, obviously Plum and Bacon doing their usual thing, but we are leaving Leon and Scott.
Well, I know. Yeah, I know Scott will be kind of pissed because again, he's another driver that. I mean, we'll have a laugh and underestimate some people, but he has got some pace in certain tracks when he's holding his nerve. But when he has a little bit of a panic, what can I say? I mean, we all get that though, don't we? I mean, we can be quick at a certain track, but racing around other people could sometimes absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Send us into a wall cautiously.
My biggest mistake was Silverstone. Lost it into turn 1, and then the rain come 10 laps later on, sorry, and it was just downhill from there. And Silverstone is my favourite track, which I think I'm the best at. All of them, and it just didn't
we
go
all have
well.
that track. We all have that track where we just genuinely feel like the car is on rails, and we can just
Lost
chuck
Warrior.
It around, right?
I think jumped up to. Oh no,
I've never been a fan of Great Britain, but I got my first legitimate P1 there, so I guess I have to give the track some love. But yeah, totally, that was unexpected, and yeah, it was on performance, so I can't really take a full win, but I can just say for them 30 laps of trying to battle Spread, it was kind of like, you practice with someone, you mess around with someone in practice, and you kind of race with them quite a bit, and you always have these kind of games, but it just felt like 35 laps of pure. He is going to take any mistake, and I think I made one mistake with the back end, sort of kicked out of it and straight past me. I didn't even get to fight, and that's it. And I just felt like, yeah, it's kind of a crazy old finish to a race.
Atkins swoops in there late on.
I'm glad he has. He'll be really happy. I hope he's giving Scott a bit of chip as well for not making it through, but he just scraped through there. So you can tell how fast the bunch is.
Both Ferraris, they're up the top. With Greza and Ewan, Spread, Dystopian, Icebreaker, Davis up there, Rufio, Massey, Drac, and Hyperignite complete the top 10. With the final
I'm surprised
five
they were Massey. I am surprised they were Massey. I'm gonna chuck that one out there.
I think he just wanted to get the lap. Oh fuck! I think he just wanted to get the lap in and just get rid of it. To be honest.
Yeah, totally.
I know on his first lap he was struggling a little bit.
I know he doesn't practice as much as he used to, but I think he probably now enjoys playing the game more than he did
Mm,
before. But all I know is once he gets that race pace going, it's quite a problem for people around him. It's quite subtle in the way that he will take the position from you.
it is.
You know, some people don't really give
Um,
you much warning. They give you some red arrows all over the place. He's just swimming past you.
give me a second.
Okay, what will be interesting now is just to see if the rain has died off and if people are opting into looking
Does
in
look
those pits, and they look like they are on inters. I don't know if the game's just tripping out or if I'm just seeing things, or could that be? No, that's wets. That is definitely wets.
I can see some movement in the pits.
I can as well. I can see loads of pit crews coming out. Oh, it is inters. What's going on with these McLarens? Wow, they were like side by side. That's interesting. I mean, that can happen in certain tracks real life, but France isn't one of them. I don't know if you've ever seen that before, Al. In IndyCar, they have
What's
like
that?
2 lanes in the pits.
Do they?
Yeah, crazy. It's not like
What's the
you can
reason
race
for
up the
that?
lanes. They're just, I just believe that they're just there. So like they're much wider, and the cars can sometimes not sort of get in each other's way, or I'm not really sure how it works. But
Does it
it's
does it
kind
merge
of
into one out of the
just
exit, or is there
exits, I
still
believe.
two
I think it just exits.
side by side battle out of the pits?
Yeah, I think in F1 there's certain rules that allow you to get kind of side by side in the pits as long as you're not impeding each other. Not on the actual pit straight, of course, but definitely on the entry and the exits. I mean, who's going to punch in a lap first? I can't really even work out who's ahead of the pack. Who we got?
I think Davis is first out.
I think
so
he is.
First to set a time.
I'll tell you what, I mean, we could definitely sit on board for this one. Be interested. First lap on the inters, so we're going to cross into that era of pace now.
Solid teammate for me on a Sunday. Great racer.
Is this Davis?
It is, yeah.
Yeah, he's a good chap. Humble bloke, head down.
Funny as well.
Most certainly. Brilliant. That was really great. I almost want to say he's being slightly cautious, or he's just trying to find the grip there on the inters, but it definitely still looks like it's more on the steady side of driving at the moment, not so much sort of like, sometimes you put the inters on and it's kind of almost coming to slicks, and you feel like they almost feel like a slick-ish compound, if that makes sense, like a really worn out hard or something. Like the wets just don't have that at all. Wow.
Oh, Davis invalidates.
Yeah.
Gets too much of that curve there.
As I said, it's one of them that the closer you can get to the invalidation, the faster your lap time. But like, it is so hard to just not invalidate when you're pushing it there. It really is.
It's always that corner that catches me out quite a bit.
Yeah.
Even in the dry weather. But it'd be interesting to see what times can be put. I think pole was a 46 something.
We've only got 2 people in the pits. We're going to see a lap time pretty much from everybody in a moment. It's going to fill up real quick. Not like
Rufio,
you won.
Both the McLarens will be first set. Rufio goes a bit wide there.
I think Rufio is about to give... No, okay. I was reading that wrong. I was about to say that like Rufio was maybe going to give a toe.
Rufio, he is using his RS, yeah. So what's it going to be from Rufio? The 44, much faster, obviously.
Yeah, definitely.
Lost Warrior, 43.2.
It didn't
We've got
even look like he
Mercedes.
was pushing that
There's
hard.
Massey. There's Icebreaker. We've got a Red Bull crossing the line of Atkins. Goes P5.
Oh, I think Jackie's on a lap, just approaching the rear of.
Got Williams of Hyper Igniter. P3, 42.6.
Spread still in the pits. Destroyer
Ewan of
DRAC still in the
41.8.
pits. Okay, so look, that gap's quite big now from Rufio to Ewan. I feel like this is really gonna. One, I think they're gonna put in some representative laps.
Yeah, definitely.
I then think it's gonna dry up the track significantly, and those laps ain't gonna mean you're safe anymore. And I think that looking at it right now, a lot of people are gonna have to really think about whether they go out again or maybe try and go out again twice.
Depending on the weather in Q3, it might be worth sticking with the same pair if you think you've still got that pace.
If I wasn't on a great lap right now with a 9:22 and I was coming around the track, say sector 1 and 2, I'd be thinking about just chucking in the pits, refueling, going out for one more run on them tyres. And you know, if there ain't rain in the race, which so we don't know, you know, then you can just use the fresh as just to maybe set a lap in low fuel right at the end. Hopefully the track's dried out a bit more and you can take real advantage of it. But it is deceptive. Maybe that's why Spread stayed in the pits for so long.
Davis has gone for a second attempt on the same tyres and has just started his lap. And there's Massey. Here he is.
There he is, 4:16.03. That's not bad. I mean, I think we're going to see 40s in a minute. I just have a feeling. I'm looking at the track and it looks like it's drying out a bit.
It's
still
quite
dripping,
a bit.
but
Sector 1 still.
Yeah.
Sector 1 still looks a bit iffy, but I think the rest of the track.
The thing is, the track is right up, man. It's those curbs. Curbs are going to stay reasonably wet for a while longer, and you need the curbs there. You've got Spread on an outlap. This one will be an interesting one to get on board with. See what
Talented
Master
in
Spread
chat.
actually
France
has.
is my least favourite track. I mean, it's not my worst one. Canada by far is the worst, in my opinion. Even in Wilco.
I don't know. It's really strange. I've had tracks that I'm pretty much against, and I'm now somewhat quicker at them than I am on tracks I enjoy driving. Just see what Spread's got up his sleeve. He's going to hit his apex to go out onto the straight to set his lap. Question is, can he impress? Can he impress, and can he knock Grezzo off the top there at that 41.273? Because that is 4 tenths. Yeah, you're 4 tenths in it there.
It's quite big.
Yeah. If Spread could beat that, then, you know, the gap from first to third is quite big.
I'm not sure what Spread's like in the rain, to be honest.
He loves the rain. He loves the rain.
Everywhere.
Shit, France. He'll say that to you himself. He doesn't enjoy France one bit, but he enjoys driving in the wet. I mean, if this man could do a Wigan rain dance to make it rain on every track, he would, including Jeddah.
Oh yeah. Takes that note, very nice. Right on the edge.
Yeah, looks good so far. It's really will be telling to see when that sector flashes.
Wilco says Canada's super nice, France in the rain as hell. It's been a while since I've done France in the rain. It doesn't. Q1 didn't look very good. Looks fairly
I just think
good
it's a
here.
very long lap anyway, France. So anything to make that lap longer for me is a little bit. I don't want to say boring. I just think sometimes smaller, not smaller, but shorter tracks, slightly smaller laps, a shorter lap time. You know, in the wet, it's not too bad. But when you have a long lap time already, you know, it can push it out to. You know, you saw last quali, it's 1:44s, 1:45s. Before we saw 1:47, 1:46 even in the wet. You think that is a long lap time?
Spread with a 41 flat.
He answered. He answered in the Haas, that's for sure. But we well chuffed with himself, and he's only put one lap in. I think what I was saying here is going to come into fruition. If the Spread's going to get caught out in Q2 here, because a couple of those are going to go out in about a minute or two when the track is a little bit quicker. That's if the track gets quicker.
I can see Matt in the pit's got the wet selected, maybe just seeing what the time difference is.
Have I just seen this straight? I think I'm not 100% sure if Spread's on another lap, but he's just gone 2/10 quicker.
He's 2/10 up. He is.
What is going on here? Are they feeling something on those wheels? Are they getting dual force feedback? Are they feeling it's ready?
Can't be softs, surely. There's still 5 minutes, but
Fred is only 167 up now. And he's just over a tenth and a half.
A bit of time with that ERS.
Yeah, he's definitely going to lose a bit of time. I mean, he'll regen some out of these corners a little bit, just in between, but it's this bit here you want to worry about, I guess. He's just going to suck that ERS out of the tank in that traction zone.
Let's see if he sticks
He kept it up. He's taking a good corner there. I really just don't think he can improve by that much. I just feel that he lost a bit of time in that sector 2, but if he pulled it back here, this could be really quick. 2.5 tenths.
He's really extended that gap now.
Straight into 40s. But then again, it's 4 minutes to go. In terms of quality strategy here, I don't know how precious Spread is on P1. But the others will get an advantage here if they want to go out a little bit later, I think. This track is getting quicker.
Oh, yeah.
And he's taking the piss now. He's just gone.
Selected.
He's gone 400s up.
The track's really improving.
It must be. He's got no ERS on his third lap now.
I don't think Grez is going to risk it coming out on those softs with the rain still coming down slightly.
Oh, he's retired.
Yeah, he retires.
Okay, he's not stupid. Really would have wasted a set of tyres there as well, I think.
Destroyer Drax out on track. Oh, he's a tenth and a half up.
So it looks like at the moment Rufio is going to go out with Matt F1 UK, TSD Goomba, Jackie and Destroyer Drac. Destroyer Drac is yet to set a lap. And this could be the lap that gets Destroyer Drac up into top 10, and then the Lost Warrior will be in danger. Not much split in Rufio and Lost Warrior there. And they were the first to set the lap when the track was running a lot slower.
Even in Mad Mark, Spread was a tenth and a half up last time I saw. I think he's just having too much fun. He's turned his ERS off, I think. Oh, there you go. I think he's safe. Destroyer Drac is setting his lap. As is Goomba. You can see a Mercedes, I think, with Icebreaker probably coming round. It is. Spread's 10th and a half down now. We'll jump on board with Destroyer Drac, I think. Still yet to set a time. It's a bit too much of that curve, I think. He wants to be looking low to mid 141s really to be safe. Like really safe.
I don't think you'd have to put in a hell of a drive to get to the 141s at this point. But Lost Warrior there has just been dropped from 10th to 12th, 2 places already, and that's just on this last lap. I think that Bumba could really set a quicker lap with the track.
And there's Massey.
Well, yeah, I was about to say. Again, I think we might have rolled him up a little. Maybe he's out here to show he's a top dog.
I mean, I think he's won the past 2 races, so he's shown him how it's done. Here's Drac. What's he going to set? 41.2. There you go. Nicely in the top 10. Goomba goes into the pits, so I think he's out.
Goomba's in the pits.
Yeah.
We know Spreader's in the pits now. Grez is out. See, I mean, he's 7th at the moment. I don't know. absolutely
We've still
great.
got a few
Yeah.
drivers, to
I
be
was going to
fair.
say it would be really great if we just saw maybe a couple of drivers find a quick spell on this track and just
Icebreaker's
jump.
got it in him, and he has.
Oh,
He's
okay.
P8 now.
Interesting. Maybe we just called it. Maybe it's going to happen. Maybe this is going to happen.
The Stoken's going for one now, I think. If he's got any time. He does.
Okay, the Lost Warriors one is like what? Okay, the Lost Warriors well up on time, I believe.
He's invalidated.
He certainly has. Matt
So we've got
F1
Matt
UK.
F1.
He's
8 tenths up at the moment.
I don't know if that's really enough, but he's going to need a bit more than 8 tenths to knock Greta off. Oh, jeez! Oh, Greta's down in ninth now. Okay, Jackie's finished. I think that's it. I do think he's safe. I think we're wishing it upon him now.
Ewan is 1.1 seconds out.
At the moment. It's not going to... It might bump him down to 10th. Ewan is going quicker. Dystopian is
Ewan
also
will
going
drop
quicker.
him to 10th. We could be seeing Perez potentially knocked out here. And there's Drac.
Oh, damn.
A 40.2. Doesn't drop Greta down anymore. What a time that is.
It's already ahead, I believe. But I'm just interested here. Is Ewan going to knock Greta down?
I think he will.
There
he does.
Now
it goes.
Dystopian. If Dystopian comes across this line, he's only half a second quicker at the moment. But if he just gets a move on in this last sector, Greta is out in Q2. Damn, he's quicker than this. And I know he'll be beating himself up because all he'd really have to have done is gone out there and set another lap.
I think Dystopian's going to do it. And Greta
is
out. He's out.
Damn. We wished it upon him about 2.5 minutes ago, and look what's happened. I mean, if that's not a commentator's curse, I really don't know what is. Wow, interesting. Hopefully
he'll you run through them.
Yeah, I'm hoping he'll jump into the Twitch chat and try and explain why he decided to retire a little early. I don't know why it kept telling us he was on the softs. I thought that was a thing for a second. I thought he saw something, I think, when we were on board with Spread. You'll have to give us a rundown of the top 10 now.
We'll do that as we go into Q3. Now this is going to be interesting. Is it going to be dry?
Yeah, I'm kind of hoping it'll be dry. It will really throw things around. No.
Oh, it's not.
It could be wet. It could be wetter. Could be wetter. Could be Inter's nearly dry. It's just so weird. You look at the track and you just can't tell.
The game has set the Inters automatically. Interesting to see what the delta difference is.
If you're going to take the plunge first, I mean, you have to go out and scrub tires of a sort just to go and get your iron, I think.
So Rufio has opted for the softs. He hasn't come out yet. Both the Alpines are out very quickly. And there's a Haas of master spread. First out on track.
I'm just for a Mercedes there. That is massive. I'm so intrigued to know what the race weather is now.
As am I. I think it'll be very interesting to see. We'll stick on ball and master spread.
Rufio is showing on soft. Icebreaker showing on soft and Destroyer showing on soft. I don't know if this is just some tomfoolery.
Mixed conditions apparently for the race. Lost Warrior says in chat.
Weather has changed for the race since the start. Wally, Rufio says.
There you go.
I'm not surprised, but you know what? That is more like real life. What I find isn't like real life is when it tells you it's going to be summer and then it's not.
Yeah.
If it just went dynamic, guess what? Not telling you and you have to find out. That'd actually be more appealing to me because at least then it's meant to be random.
Exactly. I mean, us in the UK, we're used to the weather being not what it says it's going to be.
I mean, it could be raining 1 minute and then you've got a heat wave the next.
Exactly. So, guys, if you haven't read the Facebook chat, just to confirm, there will be a lobby restart after qualifying. We will also do a 5-minute break, so there obviously will be a delay for the race start. Apologies for this. But if we don't do this, there's going to be a straight AI on track, and you know what they're like. So just be prepared to obviously get in back into the new lobby as soon as you can. But we'll be on board master spread at 39.1 as he sets the first time. I can see a Williams of Hyper Igniter gearing up for one.
I just know the spread isn't quickest on his first lap, so that isn't fastest. And I think people are going to go faster. I don't want to put him down. I just think that it dries up a few other people to kind of come into their own. Davis
goes P2 of 39.4.
That was a brilliant.
His teammates invalidated. So the next one will be the Stoken, I believe, or Ewan, but he's also invalidated, so he's going to go into the pits. So Mercedes of Massey.
I think he's about to go and blow that time out of the water for some reason.
He's got it in him, mate.
He certainly does.
As we said, he's a veteran.
The most humble.
Can't see any more rain coming down, to be fair. There's no more rain. So the track will dry up fairly quickly.
Right into the apex. That was brilliant there by Massey.
When you see him in the 38s, we are
38 and a half almost. Damn.
You were right. He's pushed that time out of the water, mate.
It just then tells me that track must be getting drier and drier, and maybe someone by the end of this session is gonna go on. I don't know. I don't want to say it because sometimes you're sitting at this side of it and you feel a bit silly because you're just watching, spectating. But when you're actually driving, you can almost feel the force feedback start getting a lot more.
Hyper Igniter 39.2 P3. So here's a Mercedes of Icebreaker coming out of pits on the Inters. Rufio and Ewan may be waiting
What top 10
Waiting
bunch
for
to
it
go
to...
into this race too. It's really, really going to be interesting. Rufio, you and Sholin on the softs now. Again, don't know if that's just tomfoolery or I really do think someone is coming out in slicks.
Obviously, top 3 in qualifying do get extra points, 3 downwards. So currently Massey will be obtaining those 3 extra points for Mercedes and himself in the championship drive.
I don't think that time's going to stay there for long, Al. I think we are. I think we are going to see people dive into the pits. That track is drying out quicker and quicker. I don't know if it's just me, but when sitting on board, it doesn't even look like it's raining anymore. That track looks like it is drying up significantly.
It is. We are going to see some guys on the softs, 100%.
I feel like this is watching a game of football 0-0 for 120 minutes sometimes, and the game then gets decided in penalties. It's kind of what I feel like the last lap on softs is in Q3. It's almost like you might as well have sat there and waited until everybody had done all those laps and just set your lap in the slicks at the end.
There we go. 38.2. It's definitely time for the softs. There's a lot of drivers putting them on.
Yeah, I mean, to see the people make sure they're in the pits at this time.
Everyone is in the pits bar Drac, but
Drac will get a lap in just.
It's going to be close. It's Rufio is going to be the first guy out.
I actually think
the
Drac
softs
might not. I'm just trying to work out the maths in my head on where he is on the track.
It's about a minute 30. Well, it's probably going to be quicker now, but say a minute 35-ish.
So slow in France.
It is. Takes a good 10 seconds to get into the garage.
Ooh. I think Destroyer just lost it on the corner there and had to take it.
Keeping on board with Rufio to see how the tyres, the softs are dealing with it. Obviously he's not pushing that mad. It's going to be very interesting here. Anything can happen. Drac's in the pits with 2.5 minutes left. I think he should be alright. Let's keep on board with Rufio, because he's going to be the first soft runner to set a time.
Yeah, I think this is it. I think this is, as Lewis Hamilton would call it, hammer time for all of them.
It is.
It really is that. Not one of them now in the last hour, if you really think about it like this, and obviously you race us, so you'll know how this feels. In the last hour, not one of them has had that traction to be able to take it to that limit, and they're going to do it for the first time in the last lap of quali. It is actually, I feel like, a bit of a tough place to be.
It is. You're used to the track being awful. All of a sudden, it's amazing. You sort of
you just
might turn in slightly late or brake later, and it messes up your entrance to the next corner, and it just
you're just not as daring,
right? From there.
You just don't get as daring on the first lap on the dry tyre, because you're still almost finding the limit again.
Although Rufio does look pretty clean on this lap so far. He hasn't set a time, so we can't see if he's up or down, but
he's
looking pretty good.
I think he's got Massey on an out.
Oh, he's lost it. Rufio's lost it.
Ah, damn. Okay, look, I'm going to call it now. If you're losing it on this lap and everybody gets out, you're probably going to start 10th now.
DRS is enabled.
Wow.
So this is ideal for the
anybody
guys starting their laps now.
The Mac on UK crossing the line. Icebreaker's just crossed the line. We've got a hat. That must be master spread.
Yeah. It is. I don't think he got it down the main straight.
I'm gonna just check. As he hits this straight, you'll see that flap come open. I'll check on that. definitely set the fastest
He's
time.
got it.
Yeah.
There we go.
Massey got it on his last lap there. He's on the softs. Oh no, he's actually out on his lap. What he just finished. Okay, the storage rack unfortunately is probably going to start at the back with Rufio at this rate, only because he's invalidated. He's going into the pits for 38.2. I just don't think that's going to keep you up there. Everybody else just sets the lap.
He couldn't get round just in time.
That's it. This is one of those situations.
We're on board with spread where Rufio lost it. He's kept it on the track.
We have a K-Mag, as I'd like to say. We have a K-Mag situation.
Right, here's spread.
There's Goomba when you need it, mate. If you're getting pole now.
Oh yeah, easy. Being an AlphaTauri driver on a Wednesday, we need him up there.
Everyone would just spin it on a soft lap and he'd just...
Spread 33 flat.
33.00. That is a good time. I think you've probably got more in that, let's be honest. Again, it's
Icebreaker does a 33.8. Matt, 34.7.
I dare to say it again.
I can see
Massey's on a lap here. Davis is going up straight. It'll be really interesting to see where his gap is.
Rufio's gone for another one, to be fair, behind Davis. 33.1 P2 for...
Go on,
there's
Davis.
Rufio P4.
What a lap.
Massey's
on a lap, I'm telling you. I think he's going to take pole.
He does. Hold on, it's not over yet. There's dystopian P2. Ewan.
We've only got Ewan now.
Can he do it? It was a 32.1. I think he might have knocked... Oh no, he did 10. I must have invalidated. Oh. Crazy ending to Q3 there.
I mean, look.
There we go.
It all kind of kicked off in my head when Greza got knocked out of Q2. I just kind of thought, wow, this is a competitive pack or a really silly mistake on Greza's part.
So I'll let you run through it, mate, if you'd like.
Yeah, sure. Look, we've got Massey there in first, Dystopian second, Master Spread third, running down to Davis, Hyper Igniter, Icebreaker, Rufio in seventh, Matt F1 UK in eighth, Destroyer, Drac in ninth, and Ewan in 10th. And that was just unlucky again. If you didn't get around, you wouldn't set that time. And you see the gap from Matt F1 UK to Destroyer Drac. You've got 4 seconds there. 4 whole seconds on the track is massive from the inters to the soft. So again, it was that situation where all those laps in Q3 were really, really, really pointless, other than pretty much you getting across that line to be on the last lap to get the DRS there. And I'd probably say all of those people that ended up in P1, 2, and 3 would have gone faster if there were a few more laps on the slick tyres. But it'll be very interesting to see how we start the race now.
So a lobby restart, guys, remember. So, well, I do think Leon's AI is going to be there. So I think it would be best to let's open race director. Yeah, it is there. We're going to have to do a lobby restart, guys.
And we will be back when the grid is remade. I think it's probably a perfect time for us to take a natural break there, Al.
It is, yes. I could do with a toilet break, to be honest, but...
I was thinking more a cup of tea, but you do you, and I'll do me. I'll catch you in a moment.
Catch you in a bit, mate. Be back in a second, guys. Okay, guys, so we're back. So we're just sorting out the grid order. Once that is done, we will go. Please be aware there is a 5-minute break after we all load in, so don't ready up early, please. I think we're just waiting for the grid order to be sorted out, Rufio. Once that has been sorted, I think we are good to go, yeah. So, away we go. We will have a 5-minute break from once everyone loads in. It's to sort the strategies out and get their setups on. As soon as everyone's finished and we've had that 5-minute break, we will go for the French Grand Prix. Quick little notice to the drivers that are watching the stream: don't forget your setups, because if you do that, and Ewan's left, oh no. So, 5-minute break. Everyone has got the hard selected, so is it going to be a hard? Obviously, we don't know exactly what the weather's going to be saying, so it's going to be interesting to see if it's a hard till the rain, or is it just going to be a medium normal strategy and hope that the rain doesn't come.
Did we get a peek at the weather?
There have been some photos been posted into the chat, and I think light rain is coming at some point, from what I could gather. Most of the chat's just Ewan disputing getting his time reinstated. So some photos have been sent in. There's 6 blocks or however many there are. It goes light rain, then cloudy, and then sort of brightens up a little bit towards the end. From one photo from Hyper Igniter. So I think there is going to be a bit of rain at some point.
It just sounds like everybody's been getting their weather reports from Wish.
It does.
Now, if I remember correctly, at France, there isn't really the likelihood for a safety car, but anybody who gets on their mediums and manages to get a safety car in that stint, in my eyes, is on the best strategy for the race. But then you can't count on something happening that might not.
Well, if the rain comes when it says it comes, it's the second block, which is
Oh right, okay, yeah,
second to last block. Sorry,
that could genuinely mean anything. It could mean
exactly.
10 minutes.
You know what I mean?
It could mean 20 minutes. It could be here in half an hour.
You really can't trust the game.
I'd really enjoy it for half an hour. I think get them hards out to the rain and then see everybody. It changes the confidence mid-race sometimes. But people look forward to it, I imagine. I think they can't wait to get off them slick tyres onto the wets.
Yeah, some people thrive in the rain.
So we got Grez on the mediums. Maybe that's legit. Maybe he's trying to play some trickery.
Throwing it out there. I can't believe he got out in Q2.
I mean, looking at that grid and the way that it reshuffled around and the positions everybody landed in, I mean, it was a competitive top 10. I just think it was possibly.
I think he retired too early.
Yeah, I think he just underestimated maybe the bottom 5 there, because yeah.
After our mentioning of thriving in the rain, Tom puts, yeah, some people do, and he does. Him around Austria, bar the fucking hacker that was in there. Nobody could catch Mr. Tom in the rain. Might have to report him to the head admin for that one. Mr. Tom, I think he's bought hacks in onto the Xbox. I'm so bad in the rain. It's especially around Austria, and it was full wet for the whole race.
I mean, if Tom can bring hacks to the Xbox, then we should all speak to Tom, because that would open up the door to so many games you would not want to know. You know,
Indeed.
Everyone's now second guessing, thinking about it.
It's a real mixture, isn't it?
Spread's gone medium.
I think the back three are going to stick with the hards, I think.
Well, I'd always think I luck out on strategy, and I get a feeling that the rain might not even come.
But that's all right. I mean, it might have been 47. Who knows? I don't. I love how... Have you seen the Mercedes fucking pit crew? How they're standing? With their arms just like chilling. Can you see that?
Yeah, it looks like there's like 3 people in one. They all look like they're stacked, packed, ready to pop out and just change some tyres. Every single way, I'm never going to be able to unsee this. If this happens every race, I can't unsee this. All of the pit crew are stacked in 3 people inside each other, ready to pop out at any moment.
It does it all the time, from what I can gather.
Brilliant. I'm not going to be able to unsee that.
We've got the Stopian and the hards in between the medium runners. Then we've got Davis on the hards. Very interesting. Let's take it easy, guys, into turn 1. Turn 1 at every track is awful. France is probably up there for one of the worst. I'd say.
Please, T1, just please. I mean, I will pass my judgment as soon as I see it if I think anybody is not. Just being careful. You know, you'd rather come off a second earlier, just allowing the cars to settle ahead of you before you dive into the back of them, because what seems like a steady pace of deceleration into a corner can just be a sudden, you know, the car ahead of you slowing down way quicker than you thought, because they're going to see something ahead of them, and it's just a tough time, isn't it? I feel like T1 is decision time at any race. Will you come out at the top of the pack and have fun for a bit? or will you come out of the back, have to fight your way through, or possibly have damage, or not even be in the race at all, you know?
Picking up damage on lap 1, and especially the medium. Well, you don't know with the weather and all that malarkey, but the medium runners, if the hard runners pick up damage early on, I think it's not the best, because you're going to have to change to a 2-stop.
I think inevitably...
If the weather was
Yeah. Inevitably, Spread is going to end up in P2 off the line. It's whether or not he can make P1. He's going to be behind Massey. He'll get past this Stopian.
I think it's going to be difficult. There's a massive gap between the drivers there. They might want to slow themselves down as they get to their box. The Ferrari's doing Ferrari things.
Mr. Massey is going to sit there for a little while.
He's a clever driver. He knows how to win races. Let's see if he can win tonight. He gets into his box nicely. How about Dystopian?
He's got 82, 81, 87 on his steering wheel.
Rufio's 70, high 70s.
79 on the front, 83, 82. It's cooling down, 82. Where's Dystopian? I can see it on his wheel. He's into the 70s already. I think Dystopian here is the one in trouble. He's on hards. His tyres are cooler. These two here, P1 and P3 on their wheels.
We'll go on board with Spread as we at 5 lights. And watch a delay, and away we go for the French Grand Prix. And what a start ahead of Spread.
He's on the back of Massey, T1 here. What's going on in the backpack there?
We're going to keep on board. Oh, be careful, guys. There's a Mercedes of Icebreaker trying to slip his way through. And there's an Aston Martin of Destroyer that slips past Rufio. Massey still leads this race. It's all kicking off. Icebreaker up to P5, side by side with Dystopian. Gets his car just ahead. There's an Aston Martin potentially looking up the inside. Icebreaker still stays ahead. Goomba up into P14.
Top 4
Rufio and Greza.
You can see Davies pulling away from Icebreaker now with a second gap there. If you can keep pushing on that, that'll be the front 4.
Guys going 3 wide. Davies obviously not on the best tyre here, but he's in front of the hard tyres, if that makes sense. He's got 6 drivers or 5 drivers behind him. Bacon and Atkins.
Wow,
was a yellow flag.
Some good respect there. Good spacing. It's not the only side-by-side battle we have. We've got Plum.
We'll keep on board with
Lost Warrior. Lost Warrior just cutting Plum off at the corner.
All Plum's got a potential better run. He sends up the inside. Lost Warrior gives him
Bacon's
plenty
playing
of
around
room.
on the inside of that Red Bull there on the hard tyres, really trying to cut it in there. There is that Aston there that's going to hold up the Haas as it tries to make through. The Red Bull can get a cut in there.
There's a collision between Atkins and the Aston Martin.
Yeah, I think the Aston was reacting to the Haas. It's quite a tough thing to try and judge there. I kind of see that not going too well.
Oh, it's all kicking off at the back here.
Side by
Plum
side,
slips
Rufio
into
and Matt.
P12.
You and
They're
Rufio.
3 wide down the straight.
I don't know where to look.
It's crazy. We'll keep on board with Lost Warrior. We have 4 or 5 drivers within like 2 tenths of each other here. Side by side, Plum
Where's
and
it just holding
Fritz Strick.
Dystopian on? Someone's round?
Dystopian is round. Goomba has been caught up here. He's dropped down to P18. Go on board with Plum, who sticks in front of Bacon Soda. Plum up into lap 11, P11 on lap 2. Started from the back. He's on his drive now as he's going to approach the Alpine. Where else? We'll go to the Lost Warriors on the back of Fritz Strick. He's draining that battery. Could potentially be later on his brakes into the next corner. It's not just quite side by side, and he brakes perfectly. Doesn't send an outrageous move. He may have a better exit here on the Aston Martin and Fritz Strick. He doesn't. What a start that was. We've got the Red Bulls right behind each other.
It seems to have settled out. I don't even know where to look. Goomba's on the back of
go up.
Dystopian at the back now with a 4 second. I think there's probably been some sort of... I think Dystopian went round. Goomba must have fallen back.
Plum's up to P10 now as he gets round Matt. Keep an eye out for the drive of the day, Andy, because I'm going to give that power to you tonight.
Oh, thank you very much.
As the guest commentator, they do get an extra point.
Brilliant.
And massive point.
I mean, it'll be
Spread
distributed
takes the
to the
fastest
best
lap.
driver.
Yeah, I can.
Not always
I'm
the
happy
fastest.
I'm leaving it to you.
Not always the fastest.
Rez is up a couple of positions here. Ewan not doing too bad, to be fair. He's got a basic setup on. Didn't manage to change it. We'll keep on board with Grezzo. He's chasing down that Aston.
He is on a bit of a mission. He is like a Red Bull driver from the last 2 races, both of the Mission Impossibles.
Oh, Mercedes is round.
Icebreaker's round. Is that going
He's
to be a
got
VSC?
He's lost his front wing completely.
Could that be a
He'll have to
VSC?
rejoin the track at a safe time.
Oh,
I think
Red Bull's just
Scott,
gone round. I don't know if that was... I don't think that was
Did he get
connected. I don't think it was. I think he just went round because by that point, Icebreaker would...
I thought he broke because he got an illegal overtake, but I think he must have lost it, yeah.
It seems to be in good order with that front wing.
Icebreaker with the droopy cocktail, or whatever people call it. Droopy nose. Plum is up into P8 now. He's not messing about. He's really on that chase. We were talking about this earlier with these guys starting at the back. Bacon Soda up into P10 as well.
So far, Plum has made it to 8.
Grez is right on the back of Destroyer here. He's probably going to slip past him. The helpful DRS. He's on the quicker tyre. Doesn't use too much of its battery. It's an easy overtake for him. Icebreaker gets a 5-second speeds into the pit lane. Very unfortunate.
That would be infuriating.
There's Plum with the fastest lap on the hard. Snatches that from spread, I think, which is he's still half a second in with Massey, and these two will probably stick around the same time for the whole race if nothing else changes.
I think Icebreaker is going to have to really work to come back up through here, but this is the sort of thing that I want to see, to be fair. Somebody genuinely firm it, come out, maybe a safety car in between, pull back, somehow get back through the pack.
Oh, Destroyer draining a lot of his battery to get past Grezza there with the DRS. Clips a bit of the curb. Grezza's going to go for the switchback.
Destroyer
gets a much better exit.
Yeah, definitely. If Destroyer holds back Grezza will be in trouble on the medium because he needs that pace now. He needs to get back through the pack as quickly as possible.
He needs him out of his DRS, and he's not quite in it with Davis. He's right on the border.
Yeah, Davis has fallen in between really. He's sort of got the DRS. He's got the DRS gap both sides. I think Reds is going to close in on that on the mediums. Thing is, that brings Destroyer back up through. Rufio is hanging on to the back of Destroyer's DRS. Plum is then following Rufio. I mean, I
Lost
think
Warrior picks up the first penalty. Second, sorry.
Here we are.
You obviously get an extra point for a clean race. Sorry, as Bacon picks up the fastest lap. It could be Massive Plum sends an outrageous dive into turn 1. Very fair though. Gives Rufio the space and gets past him very nicely. Let that man cook up into P7. He said he was going to try and win this race. It's going to be tough, but he's making great moves. Oh, I think Dystopian's round again, unfortunately.
Like oh, it's Dystopian.
Oh, he needs to let his tyres cool down.
Yeah, I don't know. Either he's making mistakes or the clip chat's going to get.
Grez has taken Davis. Grez is up to P4 and Spread 2 tenths off the race leader now. Spread has slightly more battery. Hyper Ignite is not too far off. You don't really want to be battling too much. Atkins right on the back of Lost Warrior as they go side by side. Lost Warrior runs a bit too wide, but his car's still there. These two still going side by side. We're keeping ball with Matt for this. Bacon Soda picks up a 3 second. That's going to be massive. Scott potentially pushed off track there by Lost Warrior, but they still go at it. Atkins slips in behind the McLaren as we go down the DRS straight here. Is Atkins going to be able to get past the Lost Warrior? I think he is. He's got a great amount of speed with that DRS. Gets in front nicely. Matt also trying to get involved in this little bit of a battle. From what we've seen, it's been a fairly good start to the race. A few bumps here and there, but it's close racing throughout. It's Master Spread. We'll go up and ball with him. Really catches Massey with that DRS. Dystopian picks up a 3 second now.
Just trying to look and see who here really, I think, has the advantage in a bit of air. It's really tough to tell.
Oh, Spread and Massey trying to go side by side. Great defending from Massey. Massey's lights flashing, so Spreader know he's out of battery.
So it looks like he's in a slightly more fortunate position with that.
Let's see what he can do up into for the
Grez
DRS
looks like
straight.
he's going to take Hyper Ignite quite soon too. This is a real run into round in top 4.
Spreader really on a truck. Davis doing well to stick him with that DRS with Grez, to be fair. Going to help him stick in front of Destroyer. Spread chooses wisely not to use any of his battery, and he could potentially get in front here as they go side by side into turn 1, give each other plenty of room. Spread goes for the switchback, gets much better grip. Spread just can't get his car in front. He did have a yellow flag then. I'm not too sure what that's for. Plum right on the back of Drac here. We'll go back down to that. Bit of a train here from Grezza. It's not a train you want to be on board if you're under 18.
Oh, we have yellow flags.
Massey. I think Massey drops down to P2. There's another yellow flag further back. I think it might have been Icebreaker, but I'm not too sure. Dystopian and Scott battling hard. We have a new race leader, and that's Master Spreads.
Just see the back of Massey's car flashing. I mean, will Spread start flashing? That is the question.
Spread doesn't have too much more as Goomba picks up a 3 second. Dystopian and Scott. Dystopian sends a nice one. Plum and Destroyer will go back up to that. Side by side. Plum looks like he's got a better grip. He does. Let's Plum up into P6 now, and he might be able to grab DRS of Davis. as they get up to it. It's going to be very close. I don't think he got it though. No, he didn't. So we're going to have Drac with the DRS, but not enough battery to catch up with Plum. Plum's on the chase for Davis now. It's Davis just about sitting in that DRS, in and out. Ewan picks up a 3-second time penalty. I mean, I know we're only on lap 8, Dark Lord, but who's an early shout for drive of the day so far? It's Bacon Soda and Drac are going side by side. Who's going to brake later? Oh, it's Bacon Soda. What a send. He's off track. He does let Drac back through, slightly late on the brakes. Bacon really doesn't have any battery left. Plum's really on the chase on Davis here. As he sends it round the swooping right. And there's Plum up into P5 now. What a charge this is. Massey's still in DRS range with Master Spread.
So I'm having a good think here. I'm going to dash someone's hopes already. If Greza naturally went out in Q2 and didn't retire, right now he would be my driver of the day, because he's come from getting knocked out to getting back into the top 4, and he's now in Hyper Ignite DRS, which could mean he's in that contention for the podium. Plum, I think, is going to come and upset everyone up the top very soon. That is my prediction so far. I couldn't tell you who I think is going to be driver of the day, but I see this getting
it's too early to call as we have a yellow flag.
Rufio's round.
Rufio is round. I think he can join track now as he does safely.
You know what? I'd take
hopefully no damage was picked up there.
I'd take Jobbins 13. There's times where you make a spin like that and you're right at the back.
And Greza is going to pass Hyper Ignite, and Greza's up into P3 now. This is his favourite track, I think.
Will he open up?
He is showing it.
Will he open up some pace now that he's not behind Hyper Ignite? Or will he get the thing there in front of him and genuinely go for it? He has to, otherwise Plum is going to be on the scene soon.
Greza managing his ERS well, to be fair. Up from P10, I think, to P3 now. You can just about see the front two having a little bit of a squabble.
I don't know if right now, if I was Massey, I would attack in any capacity. I would genuinely just make sure that before I attack, I have enough gap up to the car behind me. Because if you both fight and that...
Hyper Ignite has pit.
That really confused me because he jumped first, but...
Yeah, I know, I see that. I was like, what's happening there?
Yeah, he's going for them hards early. It's the only thing I can imagine. Going for the hards early, he's going to go, try his absolute best to just go and get a clean time in the outlap.
Plum isn't quite catching Greza, obviously that's the tyre difference, but the mediums will fall off. Don't really know about this track, but I would say fairly shortly.
Greza is closing that time gently to Massey.
It just shows how quick, how close the pack is. Hyper Ignite has dropped down to P14 from P4.
Yeah, that pit is
10
quite
positions
aggressive.
from a pit.
I would say the pit here is quite aggressive in that sense.
It is.
It does seem like
nothing
quite
can top Silverstone.
No, of course not. Of course not. You might as well be entering the car park.
Plum almost loses. There's a great save, but he's going to lose some time here to Greza. Was he going to gain it?
Past Atkins there.
There's a bit of a... I think Atkins isn't fighting too much. He's trying to save his battery. Atkins taking it cautiously, I feel.
Well, he didn't really put much of a fight there. Hyper Ignite has just dropped some places. What's happened there?
Him and Goomba look like... Him and Goomba having a bit of a tussle.
You don't really want that coming back through the pack.
Massey's pit. Massey's gone into the pits.
Spread is going to lay down the hammer, I believe. He's going to have to push, and it's such a hard time to push. You can get it right. not sure. He must have enough left in those mediums.
I'm not sure what the rain's going to say, Wilco. It's going to be... You wouldn't expect them to pit early if rain's coming, but I mean... It's a tough one. Massey does chuck another pair of mediums on, so I think he's going to go for the 2-stop here.
I think you might be right.
He's got to go
Wilco.
to the 2-stop.
I think you're right there, Wilco, with the strategy. I just don't believe that they would have, any of them would start on mediums if they knew the rain was coming. They pushed the hards just to chance the 1-stop.
Bacon Soda's going to chase Davis here. Both of their battery not looking brilliant. Bacon Soda's going to have help of DRS. Davis goes later on his break to try and defend that position. That could leave him vulnerable to Destroyer. As Plummer's overtaken Greza. I've just noticed.
Yes, he has. I genuinely can see Plum now going and giving Spread a right bit of hassle, but Spread is about to pit. This is where it gets really interesting. Massey has certainly had been there. Hyperignite hasn't.
He does.
Greza will probably have to pit when Spread pits. Or does he? I think.
Oh, Spread's in, Greza's in. You're right.
He's got to pit there. Now this is interesting because you have a real split on the pack. Okay, it's hard to still got to go some. Really depends now where Spread and Greza come out, because I believe they should come out just ahead of Massey. Hyperignite, I don't think is going to fall back into the same spot. Oh, we have a DNF.
Matt F1 UK. And we have a safety car.
Wow. Jesus.
That is...
This is
what timing that is for Greza and Spread.
If you're on hard tyres right now, all I can say is that is really unfortunate for you, and I believe the whole pack is past the pits. You have Spread, really 0 laps. Massey slots back in behind Spread, as predicted, on the fresh 1 lap old medium. Greza right behind. Hyperignite then gets 4th spot back. Technically speaking, on a virtual pole here, every car above them still has to pit. The only one thing I'm looking at here is it's telling me the Spread and Greza are on the mediums again. Do they think now it will rain at the end? Is that what we're seeing here?
We could see the Inters come into play. In all fairness, I did mention it was the second to last box, so that could be anything.
They have to be confident. They have to be confident in what is going on here, unless they've genuinely locked the strategy out and seen all those cars ahead, they still have to pit and know that they could end up hitting again onto the softs. I don't know why you want to do that in France. I really don't know why you'd want to do that in France, but imagine, because that would really, really work out now if there's no more rain.
Plum is into the pits.
I think Plum is going to lose pole.
We'll see Bacon in. They're all going to come in.
Imagine they don't lose pole. That would be the craziest look of tonight, but I don't know if that's going to happen. Ewan lost in the pits.
Ewan.
Spread is just coming around that corner now. Plum has come out of the pits.
It's going to be very close. He's
going to be ahead. He is going to be ahead. Spread needs to get down that straight. Plum is going to come out ahead.
Wow.
Jesus, you couldn't have been any... I would genuinely say that was the F1 luck of dogs. That there was timed almost perfection.
Look at that.
There's no way...
The safety car's there.
There's just no way Plum could have predicted that. It's just next to impossible. And he has just landed himself pole position behind the virtual pole sitter before those cars got around and made a decision on the pit. That is interesting. That is just really spiced things up.
I think his mood has probably most definitely changed. I probably think he was thinking what we were, and he's probably... I mean, if he was any slower, he would potentially drop to P5, P6, I would say. Maybe P4. Obviously, Bacon's in P4. Grez has dropped down to P5, so it hasn't really worked out for him. What a race this has been so far.
Yeah, and the other thing as well is Plum's even got the 2 lap advantage on Massey and the 1 lap on Spread. Now, you might not think 2 laps is significant, but at 10 laps, that is 20%.
Exactly.
That is
especially
20% of the tyre distance you have got on top of that person. That is significant at that point.
With the potential rain coming in as well, he's going to have that slight more grip.
I think they all believe it's coming. There's no way around it. It's just Hyperigniter's gone on hard. Hyperigniter's gone onto hards. Now, could be one of the only people if they've all got it wrong. If they've all got it wrong.
Hit first out of all the drivers, 3 laps on that. So
yeah, a lap before the safety car at least. The safety car came out while spread
probably be in next lap.
Massey just slotting back in there. It was almost made for them to come back to the top of the grid order. Spread will be sitting there thinking, what could I have done differently?
He will.
He must have been under Delta. He must have been under Delta. There's no way he would have, you know, I genuinely believe he would have raced and used half this ERS to make sure he was in front at that point.
Just looking at the Facebook chat, I think there was a collision between Hyperigniter and Matt F1.
Ooh.
Hyperigniter apologises in chat, and it has led to a DNF. Just an FYI out there, guys, if I have made any bad decisions on restarts, what have you, I am the only admin available tonight, so if you want to blame someone, blame the others. And a massive thanks to Goomba for hosting the lobby. Obviously, he doesn't have to do that, and we appreciate it. But still, 13 laps remain, and we're going to have 14 racing laps. Well, 12 to 13 racing laps, sorry, as the safety car is called. Can't quite see the temperatures on Plum's wheel. High 70s. I think you probably want to be getting them higher. Spread's also in the high 70s. Wilco in chat, I think Spread lost some more time because he was already in that safe Plum, potentially. It was very close between these two drivers. Good to see Goomba back up into the points as well. Didn't have the best of starts. Obviously top 15 score, extra point for driver of the day, extra point for the clean race, and an extra 2 points for the fastest lap. As Plum goes, and Rufo gets a 5-second speed in the pit lane. That is not ideal. Plum has pulled a 10th gap on Master Spread and P2. And here's time for Spread.
Absolutely slamming it down that straight.
Rufo's pit for the softs.
What's happened
Could
with
it help
Rufio?
him? Plum has pulled a 1.4 second gap now. Bacon Soda nearly pushing this Mercedes down the track. We have a yellow flag and it's a red ball for Scott.
Yeah,
Hyperigniter gets overtaken by Hyper.
I don't think Spread's going to be too happy with the pace Plum can set here.
No.
He should now run off into distance, which does probably put that spot in the hands of Plum's traction.
Hyperigniter under a lot of attack here. Put down to P9. There's a 2-second gap in 1 lap from Plum. Bacon Soda sends a really late one on Masses, forced him wide. That's a very bad lunge. Grezza's going to try and get involved here. As Grezza and Massey are going to Baking Soda and Grezza get the double overtake on Massey. Massey's going to have another look here. Scott picks up a 3 seconds. There's a massive train here from Hyther all the way down to Icebreaker.
It's a really hard one to kind of judge now what's going to happen. It's just, yeah. Baking Soda could catch up. It's got that penalties. It's kind of a tough one there.
I think Baking Soda's very lucky to get through there.
I think Grezza and Massey are going to use that to get back to spread.
Icebreaker passes Dystopian. Baking Soda has squeezed into that DRS, which will be enabled as Plum crosses the line. Plum with a comfortable gap in front, and there you go, DRS is enabled. Bacon gets another 3 second now. So I believe he's on 6. Bacon's going to open that rear wing and try and chase his teammate down. Hyper picks up a 3 second as well. Icebreaker right in the back of Goomba further down the pack. Is the Red Bull of Atkins and Lost Warrior going side by side here? So Atkins has got out in front. Baking Soda 2 seconds off his teammate. 2 tenths, sorry. Oh, and Rufio. We could have another safety car here. The car is off track. We do have another safety car. Wow.
Stokian, I think, is just quitting a bit. Could be wrong.
What are we going to see? I think it's clear what tyres are going to be put on here. Dystopian's getting a wing change and the softs are coming on. I think he may have had a collision with Rufio there. Potentially.
Oh, he is going up. If I was Dystopian, I'd keep the film on those tyres until a few laps under the safety car. I wouldn't even unwrap them.
Oh, Scott picks up a drive through.
Now that's got to hurt.
That really does. He's in the last scoring position, and he's going to have to serve a drive through after the safety car comes in.
My strategy here, I don't know if this works on this one. So I don't think I've been in this position.
I think I can see. Can I see rain? I think I can. Yep, there's raining.
There is rain.
Oh, here we go.
If I was Scott, I'd give Dystopian a place. Back off the safety car. Let everyone cross the line. Green flag.
Baking Soda gets a 5. Now here's where it comes to it. What tyres are going to be put on? Plum's put the inters on. Spreader's stayed out for another one. Drac has also stayed out.
Is this going to...
We didn't know when the rain was coming.
I really don't know what is going to happen now with spread. This is going to either be very lucky or painful.
I think he's going to have to come in.
Atkins, yeah, they're going to. I mean, if this gets wet quick, they are right now in no man's land, and they don't just drop back. They are going to drop many places. That is a ball ache for all of them.
I don't think Goomba could have come in, because it probably would have been slowed down, but I mean, I was still would have come in for the double stack.
If I was Goomba, I'd take the gamble. Take the gamble. If he's right, he's an absolute hero, and he's getting some big points. I really don't know what's going to happen. They've given us what we asked for. They've genuinely given us a real good race to watch.
Wilco thinks pitting to the inters is a gamble. I mean, potentially there's still 8 laps left in this race.
He is right, it's a gamble, but I would equally say if that's a gamble, it's 50% of the gamble. The other 50% of the gamble is staying on that slicks and hoping it doesn't get too wet. That track starts to bead. We're just on the border spread now. That track starts to bead. They're in all sorts
The
of pain.
original block of weather was wet, cloudy, back to normal conditions. Obviously you can't replicate that when setting a lobby up, but if Goomba has, he did try his best. If that's how the race is going to be, these guys staying out on the slicks, it could work out for them, but I don't know. It's going to be a really hard one to call.
Are you trying to tell me the driver in P5 right now might know that he's putting 5 minutes around? I know you can't put 5 minutes in, but he knows more than anyone he set it up. And he stayed on the mediums, so that might be telling us something.
It could be. But knowing Goomba, I know he doesn't like a double stack, and if he was to go into the pits when that safety car was called, it was going to be a double stack, but I think you've got to take the double stack if it's going to rain for the rest of the race. I think that's pretty...
I can see it landing on that track now. I can see it on that track. It is beading, and I would probably go as far as saying the quickest way for spread to get from here to the end of the race, if there is not a safety car, is to pit behind the safety car. And if I don't know any different, that is the only way that really those cars are going to have any way of finishing this race. I could be wrong. Spread looks like he's warming up his tyres. I could be wrong.
I mean, I've only been racing this game for about a year now, I would say. But F1 in general. I'm no expert. I think you've got it more on me. So I'm going to agree with you.
I think personally right now, seeing puddles are forming on that track.
Safety car has been called. And the rain has come down quickly on the track. Goomba won't put up a battle for his teammate behind him.
Listen, if Goomba's doing anything right for him, he's going to be letting his teammate through in about 15 seconds time.
Exactly. And
unless there is something I don't know.
There
ain't something I know about this game. It's just when it looks like that and you're on the slicks, you are in trouble.
You keep on board with spreads.
I'm very interested
Safety
to
cars
see.
coming round.
I'm no Oracle expert here, but it's a shitty position to be in. But you know,
Spreader's pit. Spreader's gone into the pits, as has Drac. Lost Warriors stayed out.
And this could be the safety
Plum's
car.
Lost
Warrior could now be the safety car that brings him back into it if he stayed out.
I mean, Lost Warriors trying to put up a battle here.
Lost Warriors is probably going to be the safety car to save Spread and Destroyer and Goomba now. And like I said, I'm no Oracle expert. I can only go with what racing. In
Always
this
been a
game
collision
taught me.
between Massey and Lost Warrior there.
Wow. Wow, that's too close after the safety car for another.
He just about stayed out the wall, but he did go off track massively. Plum now leads this race. Moss, we're down to now P12. Oh, I don't think it's worked out.
I'll be very, very, very. Yeah. I mean,
in all fairness, the Dystopian, sorry to interrupt, but he's put himself back up into P9 and he was 15th.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's worked for him massively.
He put his head down, like I said. That's what I wanted to see. He put them softs on earlier. Just get back into it. Just see what happens. You just don't know.
He's got a bit of a battle with Hyper Igniter here.
If Lost Warrior can make it to the pits with the track being this wet now, like, he's going considerably slower. See, this is. I mean, obviously, I know he's had a bit of a twang there, Lost Warrior. Whatever happened there, Massey, I didn't quite see it, but Fred is now only 7 seconds off of Lost Warrior. That is the time lost. Warrior spinning around. I think Fred's going to catch up to him very quickly now. He's going to go straight into the pits, Lost Warrior.
Get round there nicely. There he goes into the pits. Spread up into P11 now. Oh,
that is
Lost
so
Warrior
unlucky.
picks up a 5-second, man. It's a horrible pit entry. Or even when you get stuck on those curves in this weather, you can see the guys correcting their steering.
You can't use the curbs. You suddenly lose the ability to use the curbs on a track where you want to. To just rely on them a little bit sometimes. I think you do kind of want it to be a little bit given.
In all fairness, they have had the wet practice, albeit in qualifying. But they have had the practice. Plum's almost opened a second gap on Bacon Soda. Bacon Soda, if I remember rightly, does have 11 seconds of penalties. I've been trying to keep track. So as it stands, Greza and Massey will jump onto the podium. And as Lost Warrior gets a free. Track conditions on, not brilliant. Hyper Igniter's on the back of Icebreaker here. Five laps remain of this race. And the rain's come down very fast.
I think it might be pushing west in a minute.
It could do, but I don't think it'd be worth the pit this late on. I mean,
no, it wouldn't be worth the pit. It wouldn't.
But it could definitely get there to wet conditions. This is up there for one of the most enjoyable races I've had. Silverstone for the Monday division was incredible a couple of weeks ago. As Ewan's on the back of Fritztrick.
This is just so unpredictable.
Moved over to the left. Who's going to be later on the brakes? Fritztrick has 0 battery. Fritztrick just lets Ewan pass nicely. Ewan up into P6 now as Drac gets a 3 seconds. Oh, Goomba gets another 3. Wouldn't affect him too much with the gap behind. Davis is doing a stellar job here because if the penalty stands with Bacon Soda, he's getting P4 and that's where he started. It's a solid race for him. There's that second gap between Bacon Soda and Plum. The final 3 laps of this race. Nah, you don't, Wilco. Tom's right, it probably will be wet conditions soon, but you'll lose out massively if you get the wets on. You can see him really struggling in Sector 1. No real close battle bar these two, Hyperignite and Icebreaker. Hyperignite really trying to get that position. The rain is, the spray off the cars in front is horrific.
So look,
Plum's going to come.
We're into the last 3 laps, and this is just there's only so few battles now. This has been such a climactic race, and it does feel like a slightly anticlimactic end, even though so much has gone on. I tell you what, though, just to recap,
We have a yellow flag. There's a Red Bull round. That might be Scott.
Jesus, imagine
you were saying.
Now. You know, like right now, Spread and that train must be kicking themselves.
Oh, 100%.
I don't know what was going on there in party chat, or what was being. It probably was sweaty enough for it to be silent, and a few questions were being asked around on.
Oh, sorry, Plum almost loses it there. Both of the Bacon and Plum run wide. Oh, I thought it was game over then.
That would have been beautiful. I really would have topped it off.
You would have sort of not commentator curse, but
jeez, yeah.
Almost.
But in all honesty, you know, that train there, like I genuinely, it would have been very interesting now. You see Bacon Soda sitting on the back of Plum. I do think Spread has that pace to be in between those two right now. I know that sounds a bit wild, but I really think he would. And I think Destroyer Drac from the quali time set again would have put some pressure up there. It's just crazy to see how much when you throw the rain into it. I don't know what was happening there at the front of the pack, whether he second guessed it, whether he thought it was too early, maybe he thought Plum was taking the piss. Do you know what I mean? Like staying out, coming back round.
All these mind games. And
yeah, like
this.
It's just you know, in all fairness, it's just done him on the first opportunity when that pit happened while they were in the pits, getting those mediums on. You thought at that point the Spread and that are genuinely just pulled back. You know, Massey sat between him and Grezza, up the pack, up the order, ready to go. Let all the cars ahead eventually have to pit. Great strategy. Plum has just come and just taken that first spot unexpectedly. Then obviously the other way round. Plum obviously seen the rain and thought, I'm just going to just chuck my inters on. Spread has probably thought, not having it this time. You know, I'm not just going to follow him. This might not be a good idea. And now he's sat there in 11th. It's just, yeah. It's crazy how those split-second decisions and how you decide to play the game really, really matter.
All Bacon Soda getting too hard on the throttle almost ruins his race. I'm not going to show the penalties, but I do think Bacon Soda will be dropping down quite a few positions.
Bacon
still to get
Soda
himself up into P2.
He has got himself some position. Arguably, how much time do you gain getting into the pits at a reasonable speed? I mean, I doubt you would hit flat out. If you're going to get
funny enough, the front two started P17 and 18.
Yeah.
Which is just shocking.
Yeah. But to say that alone, I genuinely think that Massey here technically has played the best strategy.
He has.
First safety car, he had pitted a lap before, and he landed exactly back where he started. Now, I know some people would be effective undercut, overcut, but realistically, you kind of want to get back to where you were on track. But that is the main goal, really. Is, you know, you get back there, then yeah, the car ahead of you might be that bit quicker, and that's why you're behind them in the first place. That's just racing. but to get yourself back there, brilliant. And the second opportunity to pit, he follows Plum, and that's it, right there. That's what changed it. That's what took him away from the spread to Goomba pack that we have here.
Speaking of the devil, he picks up another 3. Got on board with Plum for the final lap of this race. Can't remember who's got the fastest lap. I think we can have a quick look. It is actually Plum, so he's going to take home. Hello. My batteries may have died at the worst position ever. But yeah, round
out Plum.
round the final couple of corners. Plum will get almost max points if he did well in qualifying.
Where is Baking Soda gonna go?
Plum crosses the line and he spins over the line, P1. Baking Soda's going to cross P2. Let's see where he drops. Grezza up into P2. Where's Massey? P3. Baking Soda P5.
Oh.
There's a massive collision there, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Bacon's dropped to P5. Davis P4, whose car's been annihilated. Master Spread jumps Hyper Ignite to get P10. Atkins is going to cross the line in P13. With Goomba P14, and then we'll jump on board with the last 2 drivers. Unfortunate for Scott, just outside the scoring positions, and it's always disappointing to go 27 laps in mixed conditions to not get any points, but he's stuck with it as Lost Warrior crosses the line. And we'll keep on board with Scott round the last couple of corners. And I'll let you think about your drive of the day.
I think it has to actually go to Dystopian.
Oh, and Dystopian?
Yeah, I think, you know what? I said it earlier on in the race. You know what? He went in, he was absolutely last with softs at one point, like really last. And he's just stuck his head down and cracked on with it. I don't think he's really caused much fuss. I hope they get hope in the race, but he's managed to get a P9 and get up there, so I think it's got to go to him.
I'll go with that. I mean, it could be a bit of a bias here. I was going to go for Plum from back to last to the grid to the top.
I think the problem is Plum's pace, realistically, and I'll say it to him when he jumps in. His pace, he knows he was going to win this race if he stayed out of trouble.
It's just
I don't think you can give driver of the day to somebody that you expect to come through the pack and actually win.
Yeah, I agree.
I think the podium, the P1 is enough for Plum.
But fair play, I will go with Dystopian. So, Dark Lord's driver of the day, Mr. Dystopian, picks up the extra point. We'll do a quick run through if you want to invite the top 3 in, mate, if you can. Plum wins the race with the fastest lap, penalty free. So there's an extra 3 points on top of his race win with Grezza. What great race from him as well. Another contender for driver of the day. If he didn't have a little bit of a boo-boo in qualifying. Massey P3. Davis, solid race from him. Didn't really see him involved in any incidences. Started P4, got P4.
Oh, I've invited Master Spread instead of
well done.
Massey.
Baking Soda dropped down to P5 after accumulating 11 seconds of penalties. Ewan P6, another contender there. No setup and gets P6. Obviously decides to pit in at the perfect time. Fritzrick, Icebreaker, Dystopian.
Do you want to invite the other 2 if you've got them in your party?
And Spread and Hyper Igniter. P11, Drac, Atkins, Goomba, and the Lost Warrior, P15, with Scott outside the scoring points in P16. And there's your grid, and there's the France Grand Prix over and done with. Who were the other 2? It was Plum. who I think
I've sent them both an invite for
Oh,
you.
lovely. Thank you very much, Graham. Make sure to include your audios. We've got P3 and 2 in for the meantime. So, and there's P1.
It's P1.
So we'll speak to Mr. Massey first. I mean, I think either way, getting a podium out of this race. I see you had a bit of an incident with Bacon Soda where a double overtake was done on you, and you don't like to see that. You had a great start. Spread managed to jump you. But, I mean, another podium, mate. Every race you've turned up to, you've won it or got a podium. I mean, it's a good record to keep, and you keep it going. Take us through your race, mate.
Yeah, it's a bit bittersweet. Had a good start. Really enjoyed the battle with Spread. Always a good Spread. I think he had a bit more pace. But yeah, it was always good battle with Spread. And then time of that safety car, just everyone on the hearts must have just been praying to the gods or something.
No, I want to ask you a question because this is important for me to know. What happened under that second safety car to make Spread believe that those mediums were about to stay on? Because surely you were there.
Just didn't look like it was getting very wet, and then on the final lap of the safety car, it got to inters. Some people risk it.
Now, did you follow Plum, or did you already decide you were going to do it?
I was always going to pick for inters.
Okay.
I've seen weather like that before.
Yeah, same. I was honestly sat there baffled. I was perplexed. If you go back and listen to this, you will hear me say many times, I'm not sure what's going to happen here.
Yeah. And then the incident with the Bacon Soda was, I mean, I'll go back and watch. Yeah, I won't say too much because I don't want to get in trouble, but it just seemed a bit desperate. And that cost me 2 places because when I rejoined the track, it came up with an illegal over. So I had to try and find a way to let him pass, but Grezza was right on his arse, so they both got past.
Grezza always,
because the rain came.
Grezza always being sneaky, trying to squeeze himself into odd situations.
Yeah, and you can't overtake in the wet. Grezza's a driver that doesn't make mistakes, really, so I was never.
He doesn't.
Yeah.
Well done, mate.
Shame, but,
as you said, bittersweet, but I mean, a podium is a podium.
Oh yeah.
So, well done. Now to Mr. Grezza. Obviously, you didn't cross the line P2, nor did Massey with P3, but
let's go back. Let's keep going back.
You want to keep going back?
What is happening there, Grezza?
He's had a stinker.
Step up to the Oki and tell us what happened there.
You are?
In Q2, you retired slightly early and you missed out the opportunity to go on to slicks. Did you do that?
I gambled.
Thinking,
the Everton game was on and I gambled, so I thought, I want to watch the football. I just hope that'll be enough.
I want to watch the football.
It was P11.
At least I've got the
honesty
honesty after all.
I mean,
what all, you idiot?
Oh, my bad.
Mate, I thought I had a mega first stint. I was picking my way through the traffic. Really good first lap because I knew the guys on hard to be cold tyres, so I was quite aggressive, not overly aggressive or anything, but got the moves done. And I thought I was having an amazing first stint, and then Plum turns up behind me with the DRS on hards. So what the fuck's going on here?
Plum was relentless.
Especially when it starts to rain, it's hard to overtake here. So Massey kind of got screwed out that position to me because I was right behind Bacon Soda, as I say. But I'll take P2. Second to Plum any day is a good result. So
if you hadn't retired early in Q2 and you got knocked out, I would have straight up given you driver of the day. But because you retired, I felt like that was slightly self-inflicted. And it was amazing to see you get knocked out of Q2.
Because you got a point, mate. Michael Keane.
Definitely. No, you had a great race. You put yourself back in a good position.
Cheers, guys.
Well done, mate. Plum, I think we were having a conversation. Well, you said you were going to go from the back to the top, and I mean you did it. But I mean I think we all expected it, despite the weather, despite crashes, this, that, and the other. I think you just need to somehow let a younger sibling race for one race just to see the pace difference, because it's just stupid. I mean, I'm not going to moan. The AlphaTauri boy wins the French Grand Prix, so I'm loving it. Andy, do you want to ask him the questions? I'm dribbling here.
Yeah, I think the first one has to be, when you managed to get out ahead of Spread in that pit, you must have been really loving life, thinking,
you don't need to just be quick in the game to get luck, but bloody
you know what I mean? Like, honestly,
I felt so bad.
You want to go get a lottery ticket
No,
or a
you
scratch card or
didn't.
something?
No, you
Like,
didn't.
I did.
Oh, it's such a
Because
bad
Massey
thing.
played it to a T. He ended up back in between Spread and Grezza like perfectly, and they had it virtual podium right there. And then just somehow your car is just there coming out ahead, and I just felt like, wow, a day couldn't get any better.
Of course. No, yeah. At the start, like, just gotta get it through cleanly and just not make any mistakes and go for moves that you actually know you're gonna get. And then, yeah, pit at the right time. The safe car helps definitely 100%. And then, yeah, no, honestly, did feel bad for Spread because I know he was doing like a good race, and I just got out in front of him. I was like, oh,
What, the first pit or the second pit?
The second.
The second pit was much worse.
Yeah, and I was like, well, game's a game, so hold that.
Yeah.
And then I just had to go on from there and just keep good pace and bosh. Yeah, just I felt really good. Yeah, I felt really comfortable on the mediums. I mean the hard, sorry. Yeah, the hard side.
You were picking your way through medium runners pretty confidently.
Yeah.
I don't really think you had to wait too long behind most people. And normally it doesn't really matter how fast somebody is. People defend well, but you did manage to pick through them pretty quickly.
Yeah, it drove, and then like done a bit of a dirty dive on Grezza. I weaved to say sorry, but yeah,
That wasn't that bad.
it's hard racing.
Did you see the weave?
Tire to tire. We've survived, don't we? Sorry, I got a mouthful of cream egg.
That's what that is.
Is that your treat? Is that your treat for
Question.
winning for being on the podium?
Is it a cream egg?
Fuck off.
Anyway,
This is Grez's podium treat. Well, look, well done, Plum, for winning the race and
Thank you,
passing
guys.
lap as well.
Yeah,
I think you knew
a lot of
you were
fun.
going to make your way through. I think with that sort of pace, it's a matter of how long will it take,
Yeah.
other than will it happen. Yeah, I mean,
Cool.
fair
Thank
play
you.
to you. I'm sure Massey's feeling a bit grieved because if you weren't here, he probably would have tried to push out for the win himself.
It is what it is.
I mean, well done to all three of you. I mean, with the lobby restart, I don't know if the weather was about right from what it originally was. I know Goomba would have done his best to replicate. Was it about right, or was there a massive difference?
Yeah, it was almost spot on.
Yeah.
I think it was in the other race. It was going to be sunny again at the very end, but that was pretty much spot on.
I mean, I think you've done a stellar job to obviously get round. The conditions towards the end were just horrific, in my opinion. So well done to all of you. Well done to everyone that finished. Obviously, unfortunately, there was one driver that didn't score points that did finish, but he kept it together. So fair play to Scott. And obviously, a Dark Clouds driver today, Dystopian. So he gets the extra point. So well done to him. Wednesday, myself, Dark Mark, and some other guys will do the French Grand Prix. I mean, it's an alright track. I know it's Grez's favourite, and he did show it with the P2 today. So fair play. And then Saturday, 100% around here, which will be, I'm sure, very interesting to watch. And for the drivers that are in the bad cars, good luck. Next week, it's the Hungarian Grand Prix, and I love that track. How about you guys?
Yeah, I like
That's not
Hungary.
bad. I like
Do
Hungary.
well. Yeah, it's a good track.
It's not
Get
bad.
sweaty hungry.
It can. But yeah, Hungarian Grand Prix next week. Also 8:30 stream as usual Wednesday and Saturday on this channel. So make sure to tune in for that. Any clips, any of the drivers that are watching, any clips over to myself or Lee on Facebook. If you do send them on Xbox, let us know. Otherwise, we might not see them. And the cut-off point for that is Wednesday midday, so any clips after that won't be reviewed, so make sure to get them sent in as soon as possible. Thank you for joining me, Andy. Really appreciate it, mate. And yeah, we'll see you guys in the next one.
Call him Jensen Button.
Call him Jensen Bomb. No, it was my Brundle tonight, mate. It was unbelievable. Anyway,
No, it's a Tempany.
congratulations to everyone that finished, and we'll catch you in the next stream, guys. Have a good one, and bye.